Thank you, Laboni. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak here this morning. It's definitely an honor. Late last night, I got a text from dear Anoushka asking me if I'd like to speak today. The first thing that came to mind wasn't, what would I say, or should I even say yes? The only thing that ran through my mind was, don't cry. Whatever you do, just don't cry. And if I do, I'd like to apologize in advance. I'm not going to take too much of your time. I'll keep this short. So Guruji, what can I say? As cliched as this may sound, Guruji to me was a hero. In every sense of the word. Besides being a fan of his music, it is because of him that I'm pursuing my passion, music, as my career. That's something not a lot of people get to do these days. On many occasions I felt that he believed in me more than I believed in myself. So, thank you Guruji for breaking the shell that I was afraid to or was unable to come out of. And thank you Anoushka and Sukanyati for being a big part of it. Thank you. As many of you know here, he was a very simple soul with a wonderful sense of humor. He often liked to pun, and after a few he would jokingly say, "That's why they call me a pundit." Most of the time, he spoke to us about music, his experiences. He always had a lot of stories to tell us about his past, about the people he had met. Mostly great, but some also weird. I never really got to experience the grandparent-grandchild relationship with my own grandparents for various reasons. The closest I've ever been to experiencing that was when I was with Guruji. Whenever he would tell us stories, I sometimes felt like a grandchild listening to a grandfather. Another great thing about him was that he was a giver. He just liked to give. And one of the biggest ways through which he did this was by teaching. Any opportunity he had to interact with us, he'd teach us. On many occasions when we've traveled with him, say on a long bus journey or something, he'd call us to where he was sitting and would start teaching us and discussing small thihais or rhythmic compositions. And the joy he got from that was an absolute delight and inspiration to see. His face would just light up with the biggest smile, like a child, something like that. Another thing I would love seeing was when he would rehearse for an upcoming concert, he would again discuss or come up with the highs. He would teach us that, and when we got it right, after quite a few attempts, he'd get this big smile and he would stamp his foot on the summum and say, "Yeah." I could go on and on about Guruji. I've learned a lifetime worth of lessons, and not just in music, from him. I just hope and pray I do justice to whatever he has taught me, and I do him proud. Just before I finish and I pass the mic to Joe, Guruji's wonderful son-in-law, who's been an absolute star over this past week, I'd just like to say one more thing. Last night I was talking to Joe and he asked me, do you feel you had anything left unsaid to him? To be honest, I don't think I've ever had much to say to him. I mean, what do you say to such a great man? I know he is with us today, and all I want to say is, Guruji, thank you for everything. I miss you and I love you. Thank you.